Wednesday night. This is the Pandemic Proof Singer Series. We have a special edition for you. This is the Music and Motherhood edition. I have some incredible mom singers on with me tonight. I have Leigh, Rosy Dawn, Daneen Wilburn, who will be joining us, and Draeh Jirnae, who will be joining us, Mitschele, and Tiffy Jane Maddox. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tonight, we're just going to be talking about what our journeys have been like balancing the world of singing and mothering at the same time. Oh, here we go. Here's Draeh.
Yay! Hi, Draeh. Oh my God, you look so cute.
Yay!
Yes, but now we lose someone on the screen. Did we lose somebody?
I didn't mean to put
anybody
out.
We didn't lose anybody.
Okay. I see everybody.
I see everyone.
So, as I was saying, we're going to be talking all things balancing motherhood and running a business, being a professional. It's a great time. We have moms on here in all parts of the journey along the way. We even have one mom to be. So she is just our special one tonight. So we'll answer questions based on the perspective of those already out of the womb, and then you can answer those from the perspective of what you're feeling or what you're thinking into the future or how things have been for you already. So I'm thinking let's kick things off by just going around and introducing yourself and telling us what you do in the world of music currently, and when did you become a mom, and a little bit about your family tribe right now. So let's start. Lauren is closest to me. So Lauren, let's start with you.
Okay. I have to yell at some kids real quick. All right, guys, be quiet. All right, good.
Mom
it works. The mom voice. That was a lot of questions. Can you give me the first one again?
Introduce yourself and tell us what you do in the world of music.
Yeah. My name's Leigh, and I am a singer mostly for hire. And especially since COVID, that's the majority of my job is just session work. And but before COVID, I was doing a bunch of live gigs. I was gigging out probably like 4, 5, 6 times a week, sometimes multiple times a day. I was deeply involved in that hustle. And then during the pandemic, I kind of shifted my career to be majority of session work and doing a lot of it from home. So it's been slowly progressing, but it's working out. And yeah, what was that's me. And then I do a lot of original music too. I've been working on my original music.
Yay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
And then tell us, when did you become a mom, and a little bit about your little family tribe?
Yeah. So I got pregnant very much by accident on, I don't remember the day I got pregnant, but he was born on July 1st, 2009. So that was probably sometime in October, right? November. You want to go all the way back there. But he's 11 years old. He's a fantastic kid. He's a special needs kid. He's my only kid. And I got nicely snip. Like I got my whole situation figured out so that I don't have any more kids last year, which was a really big step for me. And it was really emotional. And, maybe we could talk about that later. I don't know. But personally, it was a decision that really needed to happen for us and our family. And it's just him and me. His dad and I co-parent really, really well. And we have to, because, he's special needs. We got to talk and coordinate every day because we switch on, week off with my kid. And that's really the only way I can make music work too. So,
yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. Tiffy, you're next in line for me, at least. So tell us about what you do in the world of music right now, and your current family status.
Okay, awesome. I'm Tiffy Jane Maddox now. I have been singing my whole life. I started out in the music world because I had a single mama that was in music. So I'm I think my big ol' earrings are making a problem. Oh no, okay, we're good. I thought it was maybe me. So I was raised by a single mama who did it and went on tour and all that. So now I am doing very similar things to Lauren. I'm teaching from home, all virtual, 100%. And then also I'm also doing session work. I'm trying to focus right now when I'm so not focused because of whatever the sound is.
I don't know what that noise is either. It sounds like a fart. So
there is a clicking, huh, or something.
Yeah.
Or is someone farting? What's happening?
No, I think it might be coming from Rosy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think because she's in and out.
Yeah, she's trying to make.
Oh, poor thing. She's trying to make it work. Okay, sorry. I was just really trying to act my life away and just failing really badly. I was like, and I do. I don't know what I said. So basically, I'm a singer and I teach from home, and I'm trying to inspire others' artistry in a time when I think it's really challenging and difficult to re-choose with no like goal at the end. There's no show coming up for them, and there's no play, and there's no any of that. But that's starting to change, which is very exciting, very, very exciting. And just session work, yeah. And then I do have a couple of things on the books. One of the things I will be talking to you ladies about is I'm not quite sure if I would love to do that any longer. So I was going to ask you guys about that. I love the studio singing. I did it today. I did a session I was very grateful for. And I am not a mama yet. I'm going to be a mama. I'm a
so cute.
She's so in there. And a July baby, like your baby, Lawrence.
Nice.
So you totally got pregnant in October.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I'm the kid of a mom who did it. So I think that's all the things that I was saying, or maybe not saying, but hoping to say when I was blacking out.
We got
you. Did a great job.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's jump to Draeh. Hey, Draeh.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Doing good.
Good to see your face.
So good to see you.
Good to see you too. I miss all your beautiful faces. Well, for those of you that I know and have worked with, I don't really. Am I same question or?
Yeah, tell us introduce yourself. Tell us what you do in the world of music right now, and then when you became a mom, and what your current family situation is.
Well, I am Draeh Jirnae, and I have been singing professionally. I guess since I was 19, and I'm no longer 19. So a very long time years ago. And so I became a mother May of 2008, and I was really, really nervous about juggling being that professional singer and pursuing my career as an artist, and then getting pregnant unplanned and then having to continue and wanting to really continue to sing and kind of like go for it, and then like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a baby. What? It was a shock, but it was a beautiful blessing. And I now have 2 children. I got my second in 2013. So I have a 12-year-old little girl named Savannah and a 8-year-old, he just turned 8-year-old son named Zeb. When I got pregnant with my daughter, I was performing. I think Danielle and I talked about this. I was on stage 2 weeks before I delivered, and I was on stage 2 weeks after. Singing pregnant is no joke. Especially when you're further along. Tiffy, you will soon see. It gets harder and harder to breathe if it's not hard already. And then just the energy that it takes to exude on stage is like, oh my gosh, you do the rest of the gig from a stool. At least I did in the latter part of my pregnancy with my first. Right now I'm singing this past year, obviously we weren't gigging as much, but I do actually lead worship at my church consistently every Sunday. And it's kind of evolved into more of like a I don't even know what to call it, like more of a managerial type of role in music now. I'm just kind of like, I'm more like putting bands together, hiring and firing musicians, and being more of that kind of a role, as opposed to just kind of leading a band and fronting a band and being like, just the singer. I do more business sides of it that I haven't really done before, which I actually enjoy. I am teaching online and in person. I have done some studio work, but it's been mostly I'm full-time momming it right now during this season and during this time. It's all about my kids. It always really has been. When you will soon see, Tiffy, after you have your baby, your family comes first. Music has always taken a back burner to my children, and it would always take a back. I mean, I love it. I love it. It's a part of who I am. But you learn how to manage and prioritize what's really important. And I learned that, I got pregnant when I was in my late 20s, and you do realize how selfish you were before you became a mother. You realize how much it was all about you before you became a mother. And then you don't really know what love is until you become a mother. And so your passions and your loves and everything really changes, and it evolves. It just becomes bigger and better. And I think you'll find yourself loving music more, because now it's going to have those love songs, or those one songs have different meanings now because you're a mom, and now you sing them to your baby and you put them to sleep with this music, and you get to introduce them to artists that you love, and hopefully they influence you the way they influence that. It's just like it's a whole new way of sharing your passion with your children and your gift. So I'm finding that more so even now during this time where we're all together more so than before, and I'm able now to hear what kind of music my daughter likes. I might not agree with them being as talented, because there's certain artists that I think are just a joke, but that's a whole nother topic. But I'm learning to appreciate, and I'm trying to understand her generation of like what they like and what they consider to be really good music. And I'm like, what? It's not even real instruments. It's not even what's happening.
It's painful.
Yes, it's very painful. So is the vocals. It's very painful, but
even with students. Yeah.
I'm really trying to be open and, respectful of what she likes. So it's fun. It's fun.
Good effort. Good effort, Draeh. Thank you. All right, let's go to Dawn.
Okay, yeah, I'm Dawn Mitschele, and let's see, I was a singer-songwriter, still am, for a long time here in San Diego. Released a lot of solo albums, and had a band and did a bunch of gigging just under my name. And then 5 years ago, started a band with Al Howard called Cardinal Moon. And we, been playing, we're playing all over San Diego, super fun, part of the Redwoods collective, just like such a highlight of my music career for sure, playing with them and just, the Redwoods reviews and stuff, so much fun. I was planning on getting pregnant, so I knew it was coming, and I was scared to, I just started this band. I didn't want anything to change. It's fine. Time just goes like that. It's like, I think our album took longer to make than it took to make my baby. So I have a 3-year-old. Her name's Naya, and she's super fun, and she loves music, and we just, singing, and I know more words to more, Disney songs. And then she picks up on my stuff too. And she's got an incredible memory, and it's just so fun. Like of course, whatever she's into. For me, the fact that she loves to sing, and she actually has a really good pitch for 3. It's like incredible. So she's a lot of fun. And during the pandemic, I really have not been doing much. And because she's 3, and she was not in school. A lot of kids weren't in school anyway. Just with me a lot. So I really haven't done like much session work. I only did one, and that was for Al Howard. Did like his own project through the pandemic that's still going on. It's like 100 songs, and in a year. So I contributed 4 songs to that and got in the studio for that. And then besides that, I actually do have a couple solo gigs coming up outside at a winery in Rancho Bernardo. And who knows when the band's going to get back together. I certainly miss that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely couldn't have, done all this without the support of my family. And my mom was like a huge help coming to all the shows in the beginning, because I would need to nurse because my daughter would refuse to take a bottle. So she'd have to go to all the gigs with me. And, we just made it work. Just took little, breastfeeding breaks, made it happen. So it's been fun. Yeah, really fun.
Oh, thanks, Dawn. All right. How about we go to Daneen?
Well, hi, everybody. Daneen Wilburn. How you doing? I love you guys. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was, it was a mess.
You're good. Don't even sweat it.
But anyway, I'm really glad to be here and with such great talent and such hearing your stories about being a mom in music. And I started singing, when I was very, very little. And career really took off. I was about 19. I was in LA. I was playing every weekend and all these big names. I was at the Hollywood Bowl. It was a whole big deal, And then I got married. And a couple years after that, I got pregnant. And still tried to do the music, was still trying to travel to LA and do that, and it didn't work. So tried it for a few years. About 4 or 5 years after that, I got pregnant again. And at that point, I just decided I couldn't do it. I had a husband who was, he's still my husband, but at the time, he was a military contractor. And so he was all over the world, and on military bases. He'd be in Germany, then he'd, be in Korea, then he'd be in Japan. And I just couldn't see a way to do my music on the level that I wanted to be and be able to take care of my kids. And so I just walked away from it for about 20 years. And then in about 2013, my brother, Michael Whitley, I don't know, some of you guys might know him. He's a musician here in San Diego. He started playing a gig at Bing Crosby's. And he called me up and he told me, I'm pulling you out of retirement. So after that, the rest is history. Pretty soon things just kind of took off right where they left off, kind of, but in a grown up way. And it's just been a really wonderful experience. I, like you guys, gig all over San Diego with various groups and get to play with all these great musicians that we have here. And one of the most amazing things that I love the most is that I poured all my music into my kids, and singing in my church. I've always sang in my church and all that, and singing with them. And so now they sing with me. They're my background singers, my daughters. And they slay. Let me just tell you. Mama taught them how to do that thing. And it always amazes me every time we're performing. I mean, we've been on big stages. They performed it with me at NAMM the year before COVID. And they walked right up to the stage. It amazes me when I see them just poised and they know what they're doing and they're really good. And in 2018, I put out my first album, Kamau Kenyatta, he produced it, and they're my background singers on the album and everything. And so it's been a full circle experience, but it's been a wonderful experience. And the way I did it is not the way you have to do it. I mean, when I see women doing what they do, you do what you got to do for you, whatever way works for you. But for me, that was right for me. And I don't regret that decision, but that was my decision, the way I wanted to do it, and it worked out. So there's all kinds of different ways to be a mom in music and make it work.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Daneen. Rosy, talk to us. Did you hear the questions?
Oh, we can't hear.
Oh, no, we can't hear you. Okay, we're going to come back to you. All right. All right. So while she's getting her mic situated, I'm Danielle Tucker. If you don't know me, if you're watching for the first time tonight, I sing in a band called the Mighty Untouchables. I also do session work from home, solo stuff, duo stuff. I pretty much, whoever calls me, I answer for duty, and do a lot of church singing as well. And
You said duty.
That said duty. And now I love you. Now I have entered this amazing world of planning online virtual events, and I'm really enjoying that. And I'm hosting this show, which is a ton of fun too. And I became a mom in 2012 with my first daughter, Ashley, and then Anna came 20 months later. So they are now 6 and 8 years old. And they were planned somewhat because my husband and we tried to have children as soon as we got married, but it didn't happen for us until 8 years later when we stopped trying to have children. I had, you know, I had gotten pretty involved in my career and things were taking off. And then all of a sudden, hello, babies. But it was wonderful. I couldn't have been happier for that to happen. And it has been quite the wild ride. And I'm excited for us to all talk about the experiences that we've had tonight.
I feel so bad for Rosy right now. She's had some technical difficulties.
I know. And the effort is there. The effort is so there.
She's trying so hard.
We feel her heart.
Yeah. I've been there. It is awful feeling. Awful feeling.
Yeah. So beforehand, I asked all these moms to prepare a question to ask the group. If you haven't prepared one, just think of one. I'm sure you can think up something. But I want to start with the mom to be and have her ask her question first.
Okay, I don't have exactly how I wanted to word it, but I gave a little bit of the hidden secrecy away in that. So I'm supposed to start gigging again in May. And just like Draeh, my mama did, performed right up into the 11th hour and got right back. And there was so much wonderful beauty about that, and watching a really empowered, motivated, badass woman do it. And sacrifice and come and get me at 11:30 at night and wake up at 4:30 in the morning to do personal training, and then to teach at my school, music at my school, and then to go to a show at night, and all of that. Amazing, incredible. I don't know if I would love that journey. Even before this pregnancy, I had a pregnancy before this that I lost. It kind of put some things in perspective. Even before both of those, I've talked to you, Danielle, about it. I think I was pregnant at the time, but I wasn't telling anybody. But I have started to just really love, let's see. I'm not forming my words well. I'm more in love with studio work, and more in love with original, and more in love with taking somebody else's original and dipping my toe in there and saying like, oh, I see your magic. I'd love to meet you there. And less feeling the need to get energy maybe from a crowd or from doing covers, and which also has awesome parts too, which we all know that too, that feeling of when there's this really energetic crowd and you're feeling the energy and you're giving them your energy, and that's magical. But I guess I'm not really asking a question, am I? I need to ask the question of, like right now, I don't want to do May. I'm like, how am I going to get this body standing up there doing that for that long and do that well and feel proud of it? And how do I leave once she's here on the outside? How do I leave her to go and do that? Because like, I already think she's super way more rad. Like, I already think that. So I guess my question is how to balance what you've always known as a passion and this new thing that has come into your life that kind of goes, oh my God, just like Draeh was saying, you thought you knew. How cute. But you didn't know. Yeah, I guess that's just my question of the balance of how you all found your way in deciding that for your family and the beautiful different ways you all landed on.
Yeah. Who wants to jump in first?
I mean,
yeah, let Draeh go.
We're all gonna get
I mean, I think we all can definitely.
I was just going to say that when you're pregnant, it's probably not the time to make all of the decisions right now.
Right.
Because you have so much on your mind. And you're right. Right now, your body, your mind, your soul, everything is going to create your baby. And that's where it should be, because your primary job right now is just to make sure that the baby's healthy, and that you're psychologically healthy while you're having a baby, you're peaceful, and so you don't have to make all the decisions right now. One of the things I do believe, I always pray about stuff, is that you kind of just gotta just let God lead the way. And it always works out when your motives are right, when the love is there, when things are in perspective. You'll figure it out. And as soon as you see the baby and things calm down and your body starts to go back, you start to heal, things will start to reveal themselves. And then you'll make the decisions and you'll have a resolve about it, as long as you've taken the time that you need to put things into perspective. And you'll figure it out. That's my 2 cents. So
beautiful. Thank you.
I agree. Well said.
Ditto.
Yeah.
I
think one of the great things that we just naturally become equipped with as moms are mom instincts, and those they kick in right away, and it doesn't mean that you always make the best choice as a mom, but I think you over time learn to trust that intuition that you have as a mom, and once you have the baby and if work opportunities start coming up, you'll know what feels right and what makes sense. And the beautiful thing about a music career too is that you can always put it down and pick it right back up again when you want to. Right, Daneen?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. All right. Who wants to ask the next question?
Oh, did you want to say something?
Oh, sorry, Draeh.
Yeah, Draeh.
I mean, I was just gonna piggyback on what you had said, Daneen, and just you don't have to know it right now, and I feel like Tiffy, you're wise beyond your years, and you're very in tune with like what works for you, and I would just I would hone in on that. And what's going to be your motherly instincts are already, they're also developing. As you're growing your baby, you're growing your motherly instincts. And so you're learning you're learning what's going to be best for her as well. And whatever's going to be best for you is going to be best for her. And I think I think that you need to just know that it's not I think I mentioned your priorities are changing, and you already see that. You said you knew when you were, even before when you first got pregnant, and I'm so sorry that you lost your first one, but that was already, it was already being planted in you to know, like, okay, there's about to be a shift in my life as to what really matters. And I'm not saying this doesn't matter, and I'm not saying that pursuing your dream doesn't matter, but what I am saying is that instilling what's the most important right now, and owning that for you is going to be the best lesson that you could ever teach and give to your child. And I think by you practicing that and walking in that, it's going to be, you're going to know exactly. And I mean, as far as like juggling, and I gigged because I had to financially.
Mama too. Yeah. My mama too, for sure.
And I had to 2 weeks before I delivered, and I had to 2 weeks after. I was I had to. So if
You're
I had
badass.
my druthers, I probably would not have gotten back on stage. I wouldn't have been on stage, as big as I was either, if I didn't have to. But with my second, I didn't sing at all for the first, I don't know, no. I started gigging again after Zeb because I had just gotten divorced. So when I moved back to San Diego in 2014, I didn't do my first show until he was almost 2. So I had taken that 3 years off. I mean, I was living in Oklahoma City for 2 years. So there was those 2 years where I wasn't singing. Then there was the, year of being pregnant, 9 months or whatever. And then his 2 years, so almost 5 years of not working. And I missed it. But I had to wait until I was in a place emotionally and also too physically that I felt comfortable enough to be in a tight black dress in front of a crowd, and shaking my thing in front of people. So there was a lot of different things. And I think I talked to you, Danielle, like having to manage babysitters and, pumping on stage in the hallway of a casino. Like there's all these stories that, us as moms have had to do. And like, oh my gosh, where's my ice packs for my milk? Like, this is gold. I can't, like, I'm going to leave the gig and get some ice for my milk. There's like so many things that had to happen. And it's like, at some point I had that come to Jesus moment with myself. It's like, Draeh, like, just, it's not that serious. Like, what is it? A $500 gig? Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's not worth it. It's not the time away from your babies. It's not worth the stress of getting to the show on time and making sure your sitter doesn't cancel. It's not worth it. And no, you're never going to get those years back. So enjoy them while they're small. Cause like, I think it was you, Dawn, that said it goes by so fast in a blink of an eye. I mean, your baby's 3 now. Like I remember what Savannah felt like moving in my womb, and she's going to be 13 next. So it goes so fast. So cherish every single moment. And you're going to miss some of it if you're focused so much on, this priority. Balancing.
Right. Gorge.
You'll know.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna need a second. I already don't want it to be over.
I'm already like, I remember my baby in my womb.
Wait till those labor pains. You're gonna so want it to be over.
When do you do?
I'm so sorry.
When do you do?
July 16th.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't want
a little over 6.
You're getting close, It's like, I don't think I want to do that. Tired.
During this, she's like kicking down at the girl parts, going like, "Yeah, talk about me. What's up?"
Beautiful.
This way.
Thank you for that, ladies. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Rosy, are you with us? Maybe not yet. Okay. Lauren, why don't you jump in with your question?
Oh wait, is Rosy there? No. Okay. So it feels so bad. My question, I think, will apply to only 3 of you, really, which is Danielle, Andrea, and Dawn, maybe. Because Daneen, I think maybe your children are too old for this, and Tiffy, you haven't experienced this yet. But my question was going to be, what is the thing that your kid's obsessed with that you can't handle to listen to one more time? Like it could be a movie or a song, or just kids just focus in on one thing and it's repeated over. And maybe Daneen, you could tell me what your kids were like obsessed with when they were kids, but like
video games right now.
Right. Yes. But I know when I was like a little girl, I watched like Little Mermaid repeat over and over and over again and over again, and I didn't stop. Little Mermaid is in here forever. And when my son was really young, it was the Frozen movies, but don't tell anyone because he'd be mortified that I told anybody that it was the Frozen movies. And but like I know all these movies, they're just in there just from repeat. So I want to know what your kids are obsessed with right now. That's my question.
Mine aren't like it's not necessarily a song or music. I'm okay with their musical choices at the moment. It's more the YouTube videos and the YouTube channels that they're into. It seems like the popular thing is to be extremely loud and extremely energetic, and it's just boom, 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 talking this and that and this and that, and they listen to it so loud, and it makes me so nervous.
It's awful.
I can't handle that level of energy. But
do your kids watch YouTube videos about video games? So
Yeah.
they're just like watching somebody else play a video game.
They watch other children play with toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Okay, but I have told you, Danielle, I'm like obsessed with YouTube. I'm like a 14-year-old girl when it comes to YouTube. I'm obsessed with it. I'm watching people live their own damn lives. I'm like here thinking, why would you watch somebody play a video game? And I'm like, I'm watching you like live. So I guess it's the same thing. How embarrassing.
Well, I've just recently gotten into TikTok.
Okay, I'm slowly getting there.
So I can relate on that level because I'll sit there and flip for hours just watching people's dumb 20-second freaking video, but it's just enough for my ADHD mind to just be like, yep, that's entertaining, and then keep it moving. I don't know, man.
100%.
It's loud, but the loudness is just, it's too much. It's so much of this. And
It's
I'm like,
so much of that. Yes.
slow down, man. Yeah. And the music is just the worst. So yeah.
Draeh, what are your kids into?
I'm gonna let Rosy talk because we haven't heard from her yet. But
I am so sorry. I'm like, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're with us. We can hear you.
I don't even know. I don't even have like a good excuse. Anyway, sorry. The parts I heard of people speaking was lovely. Anyways, it's good to see all of you. And so what is my kid into? Music wise, I don't know. He does like the TikTok stuff. He's not allowed to have that because it's too much of a crazy habit. I see my own crazy habit, so just don't let him have that. But he still gets the videos, from his friends, and is still on it. And he's got his phone. I don't know if there's like a particular song he's super into. He likes some terrible music for sure, in my opinion. It's terrible.
It's awful. I don't get it. There's nothing good for them right now.
He likes some good music too. He does play like a little bit of piano, so he'll always go and play My Life on the piano, which I'm always like to brag about that. The Billy Joel tune. So that's like his go-to. And I don't know. Huh? He likes the Beatles a lot, actually. He does like the Beatles a lot. And I just don't even know the names of the awful music that he likes, or else I would tell you what it is, because But no, he's got a pretty good scope of different things he likes. So I think that was the question, right? Because I think I missed the actual question.
Yes, you did good.
No, that was it.
Okay, cool.
Dawn, what is your kid like? What's your little girl like? Because 3-year-olds like the weirdest stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, she's really into the Frozen. I mean, she gives performances. Well, it was Let It Go, but that's like over now. And I really, I got into it with her. I did. It drive me nuts. Now, it's Frozen 2, Into the Unknown, lots of Moana. I have to say, it was the baby shark phase that was the worst.
Sorry.
Bad. And then, I try to limit. It's like a special treat for her for the YouTube, but she gets into watching the kids play, and it just seems extra mindless. That's I guess those are the ones, and she'll just watch over and over and over and over. I mean, Moana, I sat and watched with her the other night. She knows like the words. I mean, she's like, it's incredible. That's what she's into.
Very cool.
Draeh, how about your kids?
Well, so I guess during this whole quarantine thing, I never got into it, but my kids are super obsessed with Harry Potter. And I was super anti Harry Potter just growing up in the kind of home I grew up in. Just it wasn't allowed, all that sorcery and magic and witchcraft and all that stuff. And so I had to make that decision, that parent decision. Do I let my kids watch Harry Potter? Do I not let my kids watch Harry Potter? And so I decided they're going to either sneak and do it when they're at their dad's house, or I can control and like make it probably not as enjoyable, because when we're watching things at mommy's house, especially with my own beliefs, what Harry Potter is all about, I had to explain to them what the symbolism of everything means. And so they didn't really like it watching it with me, because we would watch the movie, we started, and then I pause it. Okay, now what does this, I want to know need you to tell me, what does this symbolize right here? It's, even though it's a warlord and a witch, it's still evil and evil. So it probably wasn't as enjoyable with mommy watching Harry Potter. But I did break it down and I got them Harry Potter gear for Christmas. I thought it was going to be a phase and they would move past it, but they are still pretty obsessed with Harry Potter, so much so that they've asked that when we don't have to be on lockdown as much, can I take them to Universal Studios so they can go to the whole Harry Potter land and whatever. So I'm praying about that.
Oh my God, I just choked up.
I'm just gonna let them, I don't know. So that's one obsession that they've had during this time. My daughter is very obsessed with TikTok and all of that stuff. She does not have her own account, but they like watching the videos and doing the dances. My son pretty much just idolizes his sister, so whatever she's into, he tries to get onto. I don't know, things, electronics. Oh, Zeb really wants to start his own YouTube channel. So when I'm going to my phone, I'm seeing all these videos of my son that he makes of himself. Hey guys, it's me, Zeb. I just want to show you my skateboard. And I'm like, why is this 4-minute video on my phone? Like,
so cute.
He's trying to start his own YouTube channel. Hasn't quite figured out that you don't just videotape yourself on mommy's phone. You actually have to. It's funny, but yeah, that's what they're obsessed with right now. Savannah is, I don't know, Pinterest and wingtip liner and trying to be cool and things like that.
Daneen, were there any things that your kids are into that drove you nuts? Oops, muted. You're muted. You're muted, Daneen.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
I said my kids are all nerds. So they've been playing video games since they were, and it's weird because they're all spaced. They're spaced out 5 to 6 years each. So, but they all collectively coalesce around video games. And so my oldest daughter's home, she just recently got married. And so she's home, thank you. And so everyone's home, which makes mommy happy, but they're all in there watching video games and anime. They're just nerds. That's just what they are.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
They're called weebs or something, right? Not nerds. I was taught this yesterday by a 14-year-old.
I don't know. I'll have to ask them.
I don't know either. I'm learning. I'm trying to stay in. I'm trying to keep my finger on the pulse. So it's like they're not.
Hang on, let me find out.
Call them like weebs or something. I don't know if they're into anime and like.
How come I have never heard this? I feel so old right now.
I heard.
Okay, I have a one too. If I don't know what it means, is like
I'm asking my son. He's gone his way. Are you guys weebs? Oh yeah. Yes, it's weebs.
Draeh with
it. I'm sorry. This is my baby boy. He's 17.
They're not nerds.
Where are you?
Wait.
Okay, I don't know. He left.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
He just came in to verify it is indeed weebs. See, I don't know.
Good job, Draeh.
Draeh, you're so hip.
I'm so in the now.
We're so in the now.
Yeah,
Okay, what's when something?
He's a weeb.
Hey.
Yay, weeb! What does it mean when somebody's like that's bars? Like, what does it mean bars? Like somebody's outfit can be throwing bars, or this song is like it's straight bars.
It's like Can I take a guess? It's like if you're spitting bars and you're like really cool and you're like,
I see.
Doing things. I don't know.
I'm loving that, but what about with the outfit? The drip bars.
Maybe I should go get my daughter. She would tell us.
Yeah. I should ask too. I bet you they would know.
Drip bars or dripping bars or something.
Dripping bars?
Like your outfit's drip, it's bars.
I feel like they're two separate things. Because I've heard them both, but I've never heard them together.
But I like your version for music for sure. So I think if that's not it, that's now it.
Drip? Is it like ice cream dripping?
It's like
drip is like your outfit's drip. I get that. That's like your drip. Like what? Like especially if,
like diamonds, like dripping. Yeah. Like dripping.
Like drip bars.
Like
bars.
Throwing bars or drip
Oh
bars.
We are collectively embarrassing all of our children so much right now.
I have homework to do here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But weebs, we know weebs.
Girl,
Thank you, Draeh.
We
know
we
we-
handled the weebs.
You're all welcome.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Wait, before we go to the next question, I want to make sure we shout out to everybody watching. We've got Jake Nager
Oh, hi, Jake.
with us, Libby
Jake.
Lewis, Chuck Phillips, of course, Leigh Scarrett. Hey, Leigh.
That's my mama.
Yes, and
Aw.
Tim Moore. Thanks for hanging with us. And Zay is here with us. Good evening to you. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them into the comments and I'll keep my eye on that. But
It does look like Rosie gave up. So she said, maybe next time. Sorry for the constant interruption. So
Oh, Rosie, love you. Sorry.
we love you, Rosie. I'm sorry about technical difficulties,
That
man.
is just
Yeah,
technology
shoot.
these days. All good. We'll
Really?
catch up with you. But let's move. Daneen, do you have a question that you wanted to ask the whole group? Oh, you're muted again.
You're muted.
I'm old. I don't even know how to. But anyways, yeah, no, not really. I mean, I guess the question I have in my mind for everybody is, where do you think this is going musically for all of us? What are the next? What's next for just the music scene in general? What are you guys' thoughts on that? I know that's not a mommy question, but I'm just curious.
You know what? I think I'll jump in on that one. The thing that comes to mind for me is I just think that there's gonna be a whole refresh of a lot of things. We're gonna see new venues pop up. We're gonna see new restaurants pop up. We're gonna see new talent buyers and the people who are those, that book, because Mark and I were just talking about this the other night, that a lot of the agencies that hire everyone have been wiped out, or those that do the hiring have gone on to different careers at this point. So I think there's going to be a lot of new startup to get going. So lots of new networking happening. That piece of it, that's my opinion.
I love that. I love everything about that. I want all of that. I think another thing that's gaining a lot of power or attention is all the online platform. And although I suck so badly at all of the technology part of it, I'm just so bad at it. I'm sitting here with a Focusrite and a blue mic and just out of my mind, don't know what to do. I feel like when I open up my social media, I'm seeing so much art. I'm seeing so much creation. I'm seeing people sing that I wasn't able to see because we were always singing on the same nights. And people that write that I didn't know wrote. And a lot of excitement and joy and gratitude from myself and others to have that opportunity to experience their art at 2:00 on Thursday. Like, it doesn't have to be Friday from 8 p.m. So I think, although there's a lot of difficulty with social media and a lot of challenges that come from it, no doubt, it's one I'm very, very grateful for it in the way of being able to experience all of you and others. So many more opportunities to soak it all in. So I think that'll do more.
So I don't know if you guys can hear this in the background, but there's food cooking and it's very loud. And so, but I'm wanting to jump in. So I don't know if it's, I'm so sorry if it's really loud, but what I was going to say is that I really think I'm like kind of jumping on what Tiffy said and Danielle, is that this whole technology thing that happened during the pandemic isn't going to go away. So while I might go back to live shows, I might live stream a live show at the same time so that the people who can't come out to the show, I don't know why I didn't think about doing that before, like why didn't I think about doing that at a show previous to the pandemic? Because not only does it increase my tips because they can all, send me Venmo or PayPal, but it also increases my reach. So like I can reach way more people with one little tiny, maybe it's a restaurant gig or something that I wouldn't normally get much out of. I could get way more out of. I mean, honestly, I'm not taking as many live gigs as I was before. I'm like making a conscious decision to not do that. So many have already been offered to me and I'm just like, oh, it's so hard for me to say no because The old me just wants to be like, say yes to everything, get all these gigs, you got to pay your bills, you got to do all these things. But right now I don't have to. So I'm trying to just kind of slowly take what I need to pay bills and do all that stuff, but don't take everything, sit and think about all the things really, because if there's one thing that I learned during the pandemic, it's that I really don't, like, if I really don't want to do something, it is not worth taking time out of my life or with my family to do it just for money, because money is the most replaceable thing in the world. Like, why in the world would I give this up for that, or a peace of mind, or or even just like to have time to myself. Like, oh my gosh, as mothers, we're like, time to ourselves. That's like blasphemous. How could we do that? But I would literally, like, I'll look at my schedule, and if I got too much stuff on and then I'm going to add one more thing, like, no, I have no time for me. I'm going to say no to it. That's something that I learned how to do by stressing myself out so much. But as far as your question goes, because I went off the rocker on that one a little bit, but I really think that there's gonna be a lot more virtual options for people to participate, and it's gonna make music careers for mothers a lot easier, in my opinion. I think.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Anyone else want to weigh in on that?
I think, what is it going to be like coming back from all this? I think it's going to go one of two ways, or at least for myself, who I haven't done a lot of live streaming or anything like that. I've never been a self-promoter. That's something I definitely need to work on. But I think it's going to go one of two ways coming back, if you're coming back into like the live gigging field, whether it's with your own original material or corporate wedding cover material. You're either going to come back stronger and hotter than ever, or it's going to come back stale and like COVID didn't do you justice. You know what I mean? It's going to go one of two ways. And I want to be on the first. I want to come back fresher, stronger, hotter, whatever than ever, to bring a whole new freshness, like a rejuvenated energy, something new, something different, new music, a new way of performing, like taking it to that next level. Because I think you've either had this time to either do a lot of reflection, to work on your craft, to really find out, like, to find your voice if you didn't have it already, or to fine tune things that we've had a lot of time to really reflect and polish. And I think that once things really start opening back up again, and that those opportunities of work and ways to perform or to whatever start to happen and unfold, it's going to be like, hey, we're taking it. We've raised the bar, and I love a challenge. I love, bringing it in a way that's going to be like, that hasn't been brought in yet. And so I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what's on the horizon. I feel like it's going to be nothing but good things. I'm trusting and believing nothing but for great things in this next season. So I think it's going to be great. I have a very optimistic outlook on what's coming. I don't think it's going to be as, I feel like there's been a lot of like competition, like chopping at the tiny stuff. I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities for everybody to get a piece of the pie, and we're not going to all be trying to get these little, I don't know if you guys have experienced any of that, but I feel like sometimes there's been like a lot of like, oh, I wonder why they didn't hire, I don't know. There's just been a lot of that kind of thing, at least in my experience.
Yeah, I don't think that goes away. I feel like there's going to be less of that, because there's going to be more opportunity, I feel.
I would love to be out of the way and sit here and celebrate you all while you're doing it, and just be at the computer loving every moment of it. What'd you say, Levy?
I said, I think you made up your mind about May. I think
girl.
You already knew.
May's happening, and I'm like, ugh. I'm in bed at 10 p.m. I'm still going to be there for 3 more hours.
No. I did my first like 4-hour gig the other day back, and no, absolutely not. Like I did it, and I was like, never, no, this is not for me, and not anymore. No,
Really?
I was up
I
there
feel
with
very encouraged. I'm so sorry you
No.
went through that, but I feel very encouraged. By
no
that.
because listen, and I was thinking about Draeh the whole time because Draeh's a powerhouse.
Totally.
I'm not kidding. Draeh's just like I don't understand how you do what you do, like the stamina you have, because I haven't done it for a year. That was my first gig back, and I don't know how I used to do it either back a year ago, but I was on stage with a 25-year-old who was just running circles around me in heels. And I was thinking, because Draeh does the same thing, just run in circles. What did you say?
I said I'm twice her age.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm 37. I am done. I am no. Unless that is a wedding that is paying me 3 times as much as this, I will not be doing this again. And that's
what it is. Weddings.
No, it's a wedding. Well, okay, so but it's not singing. You're not singing straight for 4 hours, right? Like straight.
It's like a 7-hour gig.
It's like a really long time.
Listen, I'm also like need to get into some gratitude and shut the mouth and say thank you so much for some music, for some money. Thank you. That's what I need to get into. And I am there. But I'm happy to hear. I shouldn't say happy, but I feel.
Girl, anytime you want to bitch about gigs, you can call me. You can call me.
Like 1:30, that Prohibition gig. Has anyone done the Prohibition?
Oh
gig?
yeah.
And I think about myself like trying to get those amps up the stairs at 2:00 in the morning, and I'm just like, girl, good night. Good night. You have an elevator now?
Yes, use the elevator.
Well, that's great.
Oh wow!
I'm not doing that gig. But good for that. Good for everybody that has that now. I love that. And
that's great. Oh my God, that's making me tired even thinking about it. But
Draeh,
I love your answer. That was
more picky.
Yeah.
I think once you pay your dues, ladies, and I'm Dawn. I'm so sorry. I've never worked with you before, but you've obviously been doing this a while too, or else you wouldn't be on this panel. But once you've paid your dues, I really feel, and that maybe it's just me, and I can totally be a diva right now. I guess I'm gonna have a diva moment, but I don't feel like I have to do certain gigs anymore. Like I feel like there's certain things and certain places that I'm not performing at. I've been doing this for too long. I hope, and I hope I'm not like shooting myself in the foot right now by saying this, but I would hope that the all of the work that I've done over the years has shown my level of professionalism, what I can deliver, and so that I don't have to do certain gigs where I am lugging apps up 2 flights of stairs, or where I am in a smoky casino till 2 a.m., or I am doing things that I'm sorry. First of all, I'm too old to do that, and my voice is too valuable to do that, and I got babies, and I'm not trying to be there all this time, and I'm too good for those type of things. So I'm not gonna sell myself short by playing in certain venues when I paid my dues, and I don't feel like I should have to do that anymore. And I might be on a soapbox right now, but I'm just saying, I think there has to come a time in your career where you have to be a little bit more picky about the places that you perform at, because when your name and your face is on something, that says a lot about what you do. And there's certain places and there's certain venues and things that I won't perform at because it's just not, I feel like I've leveled up. You know, I'm not there anymore. I've graduated. I've moved on. Those are middle school gigs. I'm in the doctorate right now. So I'm, double masters, whatever you want to call it. I've exceeded that. And I'm not saying I'm better than that. I'm just saying I've evolved from that.
Oh, we get it.
Every once in a while, if you want to come and support an artist who is maybe starting out, or maybe one of our old friends that's playing there, and you want to go out and support and do a cameo and sit in for a half a song, so be it. But as far as you running a gig like that, me personally, I'm just going to speak for myself. I personally feel like I've evolved and I've moved on.
I second that.
Yeah.
I second that.
So,
Dawn, I think Dawn has to go. You have to go, Dawn?
I do. I have to jump off, ladies.
Oh, that's okay, Dawn. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
with
for
us
being
tonight.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Bye, ladies. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So yeah, I know we have to wrap things up. So I wanted to leave leave on one question. And I think, maybe this is just a little something we can gift to Tiffy. Uh, you know, everybody's going to give you so much advice. And I think what we have all basically said here is that, you've got to do things your own way and you'll know what that way is. So let's just go around and leave it on this one last question of, what do you wish you knew then that you know now that you
Oh, that
may
is
have done
good.
differently in the past as a mom?
As a singing mom or just as a mom in general?
Let's go with the singing part.
Okay. As a musical mother.
I'll give you a second I'll answer and I'll give you a second to think about it. For me personally, looking back at how much how worried I was that I wouldn't be able to get back as strong from having kids, or feeling that that it was the FOMO, the fear of missing out and feeling like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get hired again because I'm a mom now, and I'm going to fall off everyone's radar, that I worked extra hard to to make sure that didn't happen. Just like Draeh, weeks before giving birth, still on stage, weeks after giving birth, back on stage, pumping in bathrooms and doing all the things, and having to put my husband through, caring for a tiny newborn at home. So many things, because I was afraid. I was afraid of, what might happen if I didn't. But looking back, I wish I just would have chilled and just let it go and given myself some time, because I'll never get that back now. So I just wish that I would have really more embraced what I had in the present moment, which was my newborn children, and just really taken that to heart more and less worry. So that's my answer.
So when I got back into music, Jack was already like 3. Because I quit doing music when he was born, and I took 3 years and I went back to school and I had a whole other career and I was doing things and I missed it so much. I couldn't wait to get back to it. And I really, I feel what Danielle says, like that FOMO was really there for like a second, but as soon as my kid was there, that's like the only thing that was important to me until it wasn't, until I was like, oh yeah, I'm other things. I'm not just a mother. I'm a musician. And I'm, I allowed for music. I opened a door for music to come back into my life, and I allowed it to come back, because like that's our bubble, is our family, and that's our kid, and that's our protection. And I allowed music to come back. So I opened a door, and I really, if I could tell myself back then, I was really afraid that I was going to be looked at as selfish for taking an unstable career when I had a kid. And I wish that I could go back to myself there and be like, you are doing the best thing that you could possibly do, because it made me happy. And I was miserable doing what I was doing before. My career that I had before, I was absolutely miserable. I missed music so much. I couldn't wait to get back to it. And as soon as I was in it again, I was like another person. I was so happy. I was me again. I was me fully. And I need to be that person in order to be the best mom that I could be. So I always need to take things that are fulfilling for me and not look at it as selfish, and look at it as like, this is an example. I'm setting an example for my kid of like, do what makes you happy and follow your dream and follow your heart. And that it's okay. And it's okay to take risks, and it's okay to be scared, and it's okay. You don't have to do what everybody says you have to do. That's miserable. It's a miserable way to live. Like, follow your heart. It's okay. You're doing the greatest thing that you could do in the world, and it'll happen. You'll just know when it's time to start adding more things, because you'll be so tired. You'll be so tired of doing the mom thing. You'll be like, give me anything. Give me anything other than the mom thing, please. Just anything else in my life to add back to me. And so you'll know. It'll hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. Daneen, what do you have to say on this? Don't forget to unmute.
Sorry. I think along the lines of what you said, if I had known back all those years that I was going to be able to come back and that I was going to have success and that it was going to be, better than ever that I ever thought it could be, then I would have had a little bit more peace and calm about, deciding to stay home. Not that I regretted, like I said, I don't regret anything, but like you said, knowing what you know now, if you had a, crystal ball and all that good stuff, I would just be at peace, and maybe I'd probably work a little harder to get ready for the, the 20-year coming out party. But I would definitely just relax and just live the life that I'm living right now. This is the choice I've made to raise my kids and to be a good mom. And when my time comes, when my mom used to say, every dog has its day and a good dog has too. So when it's my day, so when that time comes for me to do what I'm supposed to do, and it'll be my time, it'll be my turn, and then so just rest and live your life. The decisions you make today, live them. Be the best mom, be the best whatever you can be, and when your time comes, be the best at that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
Draeh, bring us home.
I agree with everybody. Everything that you ladies have said. These are all words of wisdom, and kind of circling back to the whole, don't worry. Don't worry. It's all going to work out just as it should.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we're all given things in our lives at a certain time when we're ready for them. Even though we might not have planned it, even though we might not feel we're prepared, but everything happens in its time. And I think that you've been brought on this journey at just the right time to be just the right kind of mom that you need to be for just the right little girl. So I feel like that is your focus. Don't worry about anything else. It's all going to transpire and it's all going to happen just as it should. And one thing that I wish I would have done more that I didn't do when I was pregnant or had, little ones, is I wish I would have journaled more and wrote more songs while I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a lot before I got pregnant with my daughter, and I started a journal for her while I was pregnant with her, but I didn't continue with that. So, and I didn't do one while I was pregnant with my son because I was going through a lot with him. So that's one thing that I wish I would have done differently. I wish I would have wrote more songs while I was, just because I'm a writer. So I wish I would have wrote more, because you are very in tune with yourself. I don't know if you noticed this, but you have another whole level of womanhood when you're pregnant, because you're like creating life. So we're like superheroes. So you have like this whole like persona of like, yes, I am so mom right now.
Totally.
Around me. So like, girl, hone in on that and like write your booty off right now, because you are like you're not sleeping anyways, and it's just gonna get worse. So these are like perfect opportunities for you to like write these ideas down and journal and like sing into your phone if you get a melody or whatever, because you're very creative, because you're creating life. So there's that whole new level of creativity happening inside of you. So I say document all of that, and continue to do so if you're already doing it. I think that's definitely one of the major things I would have done differently. And also to just do everything, like listen to that still small voice more. I feel like I should have done that. I wish I would have done that. And looking back now, I had that intuition. I had that strong sense of like guidance, but I didn't really listen. And I should have. So be confident and pay more attention to that, because that's truth.
You're going to be such a good mom, Tiffy.
Oh, my word.
You're going to be such a good mom. There's no doubt. No doubt.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
this was beautiful.
We have like our own little baby shower for Tiffy right now.
I know. I'm not doing one of those, so this feels very that. Thank you.
Good.
I'm like
God.
I'm exhausted for
This
you
is precious.
right now.
This was like freaking precious.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Ladies, I had fun. Thanks,
Thank
Danielle,
you
for
all.
hosting.
Thank you all so much for doing this tonight.
Thank you.
I love you all. I love your spirit. And just, I think as moms, we all are really kindred spirits. You know, we all share that, even though we walk it way differently all the time. We have that special connection with one another as moms. And
Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing before we go? I just wanted to say to Draeh, I haven't talked to you in a while, sis. And I just wanted to tell you how inspiring you are. And I never got a chance to, I never got a chance to in person give you condolences for some of the things that have happened. But I just want you to know that every time I see you, girl, you got your head up and you are inspiring. And you just don't know. I want you to know you're in my prayers, and I respect you and I love you. And you just keep being the example that you are, because you don't know how many people are looking at you and gaining strength from just seeing your smile and what you do. So keep on going, girl. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So true.
I needed that.
So
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done talking.
Y'all are so powerful, all of you.
Now, because I'm pouring.
Well, once again, I'm going to sign off and be totally euphoric for the rest of the night, because that is what I take from this. I mean, there are such, wonderful people in this community, especially all of you. Love you so much. Thank you for taking the time to do this. I hope anybody who was watching, any moms, that you gleaned something from this. You're going to be okay. Listen to your intuition. Everything's going to be good. Thank you to everybody who watched tonight. Greg, thank you so much for your kind comment. And Mike Holguin, we love you as well.
Bye, Mike.
Mikey.
I think it's time to sign off. My husband's waiting for dinner, so.
Yeah.
Love you. Love you.
Another show, right?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.